LinkedIn, a necessary tool to use if you're a job seeker, entrepreneur, or business leader in the career world. No doubt, LinkedIn is a force, and last week I had a video that showcased how to start your LinkedIn profile, my top 10 tips on what to do when you're starting your LinkedIn profile. In this video, this is the second half where I dig in even deeper on some tips and tricks that you may not know that you should be implementing while you are using LinkedIn. It is a fact that LinkedIn is a force when it comes to a social media networking site for any modern careerist out there. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a job seeker in human resources, or a business mind, and you are looking to grow your network, expand, market yourself, it is unquestionable how powerful the tool of LinkedIn is. Last week, I made a video to show you the top 10 things to think about or look at when you're creating your profile. And in this video, this week, are my other 10, my 11 of 20 top 10 tricks, my part 2 video of LinkedIn of things that you should know when you're working and navigating through the platform called LinkedIn. I'm Jeremy Nichols, and I help job seekers and hiring authorities navigate through this modern job climate. So let's get into it. So last week I dug into the fundamental basics of what you should be looking at and what you should be doing when you're opening up your LinkedIn profile. And like I said in the intro, this video is the second half of that series. I'm going to dig in just a little deeper with 10 tricks that I think that you should be using to maximize this platform. But before I get into that, please like this video, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell for weekly updates. I'll be updating this channel every single week with content for the modern careerist, job seeker, and business mind and hiring authorities. Also, if you have any questions at all, please just write them in the comment section below. I will answer any comments that come into this video. If you want to send me a personalized message, you can reach me at jeremy@geckohospitality.com. Okay, so let's dig into it. Let's dig into how to maximize your LinkedIn experience and profile. Now, again, if you've had LinkedIn for years, you probably know some of these tricks, maybe all of them, but it's still a good checklist to go through just to reassure that you're doing all the things that you need to be doing to maximize this platform. If you are brand new to LinkedIn, this is a fantastic video to show you things that you obviously do not know yet. So, my tip number 1 is personalize your URL, okay? When you first created LinkedIn, it gave you a generic URL on the top of the page. A bunch of letters and numbers that make zero sense. Well, LinkedIn gives you the ability to personalize it. So my page is Jeremy C. Nichols, or if you're a sales director and you don't want to use your name, maybe you can put the hotel director of sales or the hotel DOS. You can change your LinkedIn profile URL to be personalized, so when you're sharing your profile with others, you have a nice personalized URL link. Tip number 2, when you are networking, and hopefully you are doing a lot of it on LinkedIn, that is one of the things I talked about in my video last week, and I'll put a card for that video 1 right up here. And in that video, I talked about connecting. Now, LinkedIn gives you the ability to, when you're sending connection requests, to personalize that message. A lot of you might have seen the prompt and maybe just disregarded it. Now, I do advise to think about your message. Make sure it is as personalized as possible. And please, please do not sell. The last thing I want to see, or other companies want to see when they accept your invitation, is a pitch. So if you're a job seeker, automatically sending a message that says, please hire me. If you're a sales director, I'm selling these services. You do not want to be selling right away. I mean, think about it. This is a networking site, and this is almost like you're in a networking event, or you're at a hotel conference and you're there and you're meeting people, you're passing out your business card. chances are there's a little bit of small talk and you're talking to these people. Treat LinkedIn the same way. Don't just jump in and do the ask. Send them a nice message, maybe something that you know about them that made you want to connect with them, or maybe just a friendly, I'm looking to grow my network, or sometimes just something simple as an introduction. But definitely take the time to personalize a message when you're trying to connect with others. My tip 3, your media. LinkedIn gives you a great option of adding photos, documents, videos to really personalize your brand. I encourage you, if you're not doing this right now, think about doing it. Go to my page and see what I've done. I've attached in the featured section, I have podcasts, I have posts that trended pretty well that I feature in that section. I have brochures, videos, links to my YouTube channel. I mean, I have taken advantage of this resource on LinkedIn. So I encourage you, if you have anything that you want to share, if you're a chef, a portfolio of your food, if you're a sales manager, maybe some things about the company that you're working for, whatever the case may be, LinkedIn gives you the opportunity to use the featured section and also attach documents and video and posts and podcasts and links to anything that is going to personalize your page and help you with your personal branding. So definitely take advantage of that. Tip number 4, post great content. This one is the hardest one to really nail down with LinkedIn. And it's gonna take a lot of practice, or you might get lucky. I've seen a couple people within this last few months post their first or second post and it had 10,000. One person I saw had 20,000 likes in that post. And what did that do for her? That exposed her to thousands of people who would have never known that she existed. Most of the time, it does take some time to figure out what's trending on LinkedIn, but it is possible if you're able to resonate with somebody right away and it just spreads. But writing great content is so important because this is free marketing for you, and it's going to put your name out there and make you really present in front of the community that you're trying to reach. So take the time to write good content. I suggest you write it first on maybe a Word document and kind of rearrange it a little bit and take out, if you write a lot like I do, maybe see what needs to be taken away from that. Just get your point across quick because you are capped at a certain limit on LinkedIn. So that be my tip is definitely write good organic content. Another thing to think about with LinkedIn is you only have that first 1 or 2 sentences to really capture their attention. So if you're writing your post, read through it and see what sentence within that post really jumps out and gets your point across real quick so they want to continue to read. I'll take the time to write my posts, and sometimes the best sentence or the best paragraph is in the middle of what I wrote, and I'll just cut it and paste it and make the rest of the thing flow. So write great content. Tip number 5, switch up your posts. Now, when I say switch up your posts, this is what I mean. You can write your organic content, something that just comes off the top of your head and you just write it and you post it. Those posts are great. But if you're doing just that all the time, in my personal experience, I've noticed that it starts to trend down, right? You want to switch it up. So organic content is huge, right? Writing something off the top of your head, but also post some photos, post some videos. If you do video, switch it up. Do some handheld videos, some produced videos like I'm doing right now. Share videos, share content. That's great too. So you're supporting the industry that you're in. So do some sharing. Also, provide a little bit of information about yourself sometimes. Don't be afraid to show your personality and your personal side. For me, most of my content, probably 90% of it, 95% of my content is focused on the industry. But every now and then, I like to talk about my daughter or what I did on the weekend or living in Tampa Bay, like something that's going on locally that I'm proud of. Or I love music and I'll randomly sometimes talk about music. So it's okay to do a little bit of that personal touch in your posts. I would recommend that actually, but I keep it at probably a 90% business, 10% personal, maybe 95% business, 5% personal, but definitely sprinkle in a little bit of that personality. My tip 6, build strong business relationships. This right here, another great opportunity that LinkedIn provides to you. So when you're connected with somebody, finally, you're a first connection with them, you can start to build that relationship. But please do not sell. Relax, okay? If you're a candidate, you don't want to jump in right away and ask, what can you do for me? Will you hire me? I'm looking for this. Take your time. It's a relationship. You can ask them that once you get the conversation moving a little bit, but don't let that be your first 1 or 2 messages, especially salespeople. I will connect with somebody who's in my industry, and then it just drives me nuts where the first message I see is this 6-paragraph, post about what they want to sell to me. Now, I'm not perfect. When I started LinkedIn, that's exactly what I did. I went after it right away, right for the jugular. But I learned real quick, this is a networking tool. They know what I do. If you have the proper headline, if you have the proper profile, they know already what you do. If you're a candidate, especially now in this market, most people who are looking have the ready to work logo on their profile pic. People know that you're looking. You don't need to come out the gate and tell them that. Start the relationship, build that relationship, utilize this platform to talk to these people and to build. It is a great opportunity for you as, again, a job seeker, a salesperson, entrepreneur, business leader, HR director, whatever the case may be. This is a perfect opportunity for you in the business world to network and build those awesome relationships. So take advantage of it. Now, just to elaborate a little bit more on building that relationship, it's not just about the DM, all right? Follow their posts, like their posts. If you feel it's a great post, share it, comment in it, start dialogue within their posts. These are things that not only are going to have you get noticed by that person that you're networking with, but you're also going to be noticed by others. So again, you can utilize the direct message feature. I do. But also just jumping in their threads and being known and making great comments is going to have you noticed by the author of the post and the person you're networking with. But it's also going to expand your network even more because somebody might see your comment and think that it was adding value to the conversation, and they'll network with you. And from there, you can even grow more relationships within your industry. So that's just a little bit more digging in deep to relationship building in LinkedIn. Tip number 7, be positive. Now, if you follow me on LinkedIn or on YouTube and watch my videos, you'll know that I talk about this all the time. I beat this topic up because I believe that remaining positive is not only paramount in your LinkedIn profile, but just you as a job seeker, or you as an entrepreneur, or you as a person, just period, right? Now, if you're watching this video and you know me personally, you probably are smirking a little bit because if you do know me, I'm not naturally the most positive person on the planet. I'm not some cheerleader for everybody in this happy-go-lucky unicorn in a rainbow world. I'm pretty pragmatic, and I think about things maybe a little too much, where sometimes it can get the best of me. But I do know that being positive is paramount in my career. And whenever I catch myself, I have to make sure I flip it real quick. I'm making sure that what I'm putting out there is positive. And when I'm giving advice and counseling and talking to others, I'm giving positive reinforcement or positive advice. And this right here will filter into your LinkedIn profile. On your LinkedIn profile, people can see your activity. Me, as a recruiter, if I'm looking at you as a candidate, I can go into your activity and I can see what you are saying, what you're commenting on in other people's threads. And if you're constantly going into threads and criticizing the author or shedding negative light on things or arguing or talking about someone poorly, we will see that. So remaining positive is so important, not just as your LinkedIn profile, but also you as a person, as somebody who's navigating this current climate, whether you're a hiring manager or a candidate. People are looking at what you're saying and they're getting a good idea of what type of person you are to work with. Tip number 8, ask for recommendations. This section is on the bottom of your profile, and it is a section that people can give their feedback to you as someone that maybe worked with you in the past, maybe someone who was your prior employer, or maybe somebody who was a client of yours. But if you have people that you know that you worked well with in the past that can verify you as a candidate, as a business leader, as an employee, reach out to them and see if they'll write that recommendation for you. And in return, write them one as well. But this is a great section to showcase a little bit deeper on what kind of person you are and having somebody verify that in their own words. And in return, like I said, give the recommendation back. Or if you're looking for a recommendation from somebody, go to their profile and just write one for them. They'll get a notification that you wrote that for them. They'll have to authorize it to put it on their page. And when they see that, that might just prompt them to write one for you. So I would definitely take advantage of this section on LinkedIn. Tip number 9, groups. Groups on LinkedIn is a great way for you to see who else in your industry you may want to connect with. Sometimes when you're doing that search and looking for people who you're looking to network with within LinkedIn, you may not have noticed a certain person. So if you join groups that are industry specific that you can find by a simple search on LinkedIn, once you join those groups, you can see who else is part of the group, and maybe that's going to trigger you to make that connection to them. So I would use that tool, groups, to not only participate with people that are like-minded in your career and in your niche, but also to see who else is active on LinkedIn and who else you can connect with and build your network. So use groups twofold, not only to connect and network within that group, but also to see who you should be networking with. My final tip is export your connections. Now in LinkedIn, you can export your connections through a CSV, through an Excel spreadsheet. And this is going to be a good way to keep them organized. And once you have it on your CSV, you can organize it accordingly, maybe by job title, by company, by name if you want, by city, however you want to organize it. And this is good for candidates just to kind of keep track on who's in your profile and maybe make notes. You can add some cells and maybe record notes on your communication with that person if you're going after a certain job. If you are doing business development and you're looking to expand your network, you can print that CSV and organize it by company, and then you can go and track your communication to them as you're trying to gain them as a client. You can do it for so many different ways, but I would definitely recommend going through LinkedIn and exporting the CSV of your contacts and just organizing it accordingly. Okay, so to do this, I'm going to walk you through it real quick. You're quickly going to go right over here to your little profile icon. It says me. You're going to click on that, go down to settings and privacy, go to get a copy of your data, hit change. Then you're going to click on the connections area, and then you are going to click on request archive, and that will print your CSV. So there you have it, my 10 tricks on digging in deeper on the platform of LinkedIn. Again, if you've been on LinkedIn for years, You probably have been doing most of these tricks or all of them. So it's just a good refresher and a good checklist that you're doing all the things that I'm mentioning in this video. If you're new to LinkedIn, this is a great video for you to do a deeper dive on the platform, and I'm hoping that you found value in this video. If you like this video, please like this video down below, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell for weekly updates on content. I'll be updating this channel on a weekly basis for content for hiring authorities and candidates in this current job market. Also, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below and I will get back to you. I get back to everybody who puts a comment in the section below. If you want to send me a personalized note, you can email me at jeremy@geckohospitality.com. I'm Jeremy Nichols and I'm a hospitality headhunter for the state of Florida. I recruit for salaried positions from property level up to C-suite in hotels, resorts, clubs, private estate, restaurants. I focus on hospitality professionals in the state of Florida. So if you are looking for talent, you can reach me at jeremy@geckohospitality.com, and I look forward to hearing from you. I will see you guys next week with a new video, and have a great week.